Today I want to teach you about finger picking, just to get you started. I'm going to show you 3 different finger picking patterns that are very simple that you can practice and get used to. And once you get used to those, we can figure out a few more complicated ones. So the first one I want to show you is just with 2 fingers. So before I show you the pattern, I want to tell you that when you're finger picking, you are going to use at some point your thumb, your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger. Your little finger won't be involved in finger picking at all. And I learned this when I took some classical guitar lessons. Those are the 4 fingers that you use to pluck the strings. So when I write the patterns down for you, I'm going to call the thumb the number 1 finger, the index finger the number 2 finger, the middle finger number 3 finger, and the ring finger the number 4 finger. So that's how it'll be written on the diagrams to help you know which finger to use in the picking pattern. So the first pattern I want to show you is going to just use 2 fingers, the thumb or the number 1 finger, and the index finger, the number 2 finger. So I'm going to use the chords G, C, and D. And I'm just going to do it for you first, and then I'll explain it. So just using these 2 fingers with a very simple picking pattern. The only strings that we're going to pick for this chords, and all the chords, are the bass note. For G, it's this one, and then the bottom 3 strings. So this string, this string, this string, and this string. Those are the only strings we're going to use in this picking pattern. So here's how it goes. So pretty simple, right? So I'll just walk you through it really slowly. And we're using a 4/4 timing, and we're going to play the chord, each chord, for 2 measures. So you hit the bass note, 1, you hit the 2nd string or the B string, 2, and then you hit the 3rd string or the G string, 3, and then you hit the 1st string or the E string, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you play the C, you go to the C chord and you play the bass note of the C, which is the A string right here. So how we do it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the D, you use the bass note of the D, which is the D string right here. And we go just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So just let me play it all the way through, ending on the G. So, let me just play it a little faster, and it sounds a little more pretty, nice, better. Here we go. And you notice I played each chord 4 times that time because I sped it up a little, and it just was more of a kind of a natural time to spend on each chord. So let me do that one more time for you. There you go. So that's the 2-finger picking pattern. Very simple. Now I'm going to show you the 4-finger picking pattern, which is a little more complicated, obviously, because you're using all 4 fingers. I use the same chords, the same timing, 4/4 timing, and it goes like this. Okay, so let me walk you through that. It's pretty simple. So these 4 fingers, thumb, index finger on the G string, middle finger on the B string, ring finger on the E string. So it's just okay. And you can kind of practice a little bit by plucking all 4 strings, just to kind of get the feel of plucking those strings. Okay, I'll do that just a little bit faster. Okay, so that's plucking a simple pattern with 4 fingers. Now I'm going to show you a little bit different pattern, a little bit more complex using the 4 fingers, but we're going to use a 3/4 timing. So let me just show it to you before I explain it. Okay, so it's 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let me walk you through that finger picking pattern slowly so you can get a hang of it. So the thumb is on the E string, the bass note of the G, and then the index finger is on the G string, and the middle finger on the D string, the ring finger, or the 4th finger on the E string, and then you just go back with the middle finger on the B string, and then to the index finger again on the G string. So it's now, let me just do it a little faster. See how that sounds. you go. There's 3 different picking patterns that you can learn that will make your playing maybe a little more interesting and fun. So one other thing I want to say is sometimes guitar players will grow their fingernails a little bit longer so they can use to pick with their fingernails. I used to do that, but then I couldn't keep them up too well because it takes a little care, and it's just a little difficult to keep longer fingernails like that without breaking them. So it's okay if you just use the tip of your finger to pick, and that's what I'm doing. It doesn't give you quite as crisp as a sound. This is with my finger and not the fingernail. This is with a fingernail. I think I can kind of get it. So yeah, fingernails more like a pick. But still you get a nice soft sound just using the fleshy part of your finger. Okay? And I would just encourage you just to, practice all 4 fingers like this. Just plucking. So you get used to using just your fingers instead of the pick. I know I've been having you use the pick so much that this is going to be a little bit challenging for you. But if you practice and you have fun with it, you'll get it, and it'll just add a little bit more flavor to your music. All right, have fun.